Welcome to this Father's Day edition of the Booze Above podcast. How you doing today, everybody? Today we got some special guests, W.E.B Infusion. Kia, would you like to give us a little something on our guests?
Yes, these are some very special guests. Another daddy-daughter dynamic duo in cannabis. So this is mad dope, super special for Father's Day. I've personally tried W.E.B Infusion's products. I'm a fan, love it. Even you might have heard me talk about it before if you've been to any of our events, but my mom, who has not smoked in decades, loves it. So that was a good plus that she loved it, and that's a wine we keep on our bar shelf now. But I could sing her praises forever, their praises forever. I want them to share their story. I learned a little bit about it at Hip Fest, and I feel like we need to hear that story. How did you guys get started? Introduce yourselves. Yes.
I'm William Webb. This is my daughter Audris. We got started in 2013. I got electrocuted with doing Hurricane Sandy work. I was up on a pole line. I'm a lineman for Comcast. I climb telephone poles. So during the process of me working, restoring cable TV back for everyone, I got hit with 7,200 volts. God was with me. By the grace of God, I lived. I was down for a year. During my year process of being taken care of by the doctors, they ruined my kidney and my liver with all these pills and all the medicines that they gave me. So I'm trying to deal with that. I stopped taking the pills and started using marijuana medicine. I noticed that started working, so I grew my own seeds. I grew my own plants, and with me growing my own plants, I could manage the chemicals. I could manage. There's no chemical in anything that I grew because I wanted to get away from the chemical and I wanted to stay pure. So in the
Can I
process,
ask you a question before you go further, sir?
go ahead.
Was that your introduction to cannabis?
No, I started smoking at the age of 10 years old.
Okay.
My 16-year-old sister used to steal the roaches out of my stepdad's car. And one day she was like, "Hey, would you like to smoke with me?" I said, "Yeah." So we went out and smoked, and we wound up burning the woods down.
Oh my goodness.
Burn the woods down.
Oh my goodness. Hey,
Oh my goodness.
I was down in
all
like
right.
Yeah, that was in the Atlantic City area.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
That's where
All
you
right.
from?
Yes.
Can continue with your story. It's very intriguing.
So I'm growing. And a lot of people liked the bud that I was growing. So I started making candy. I started making oil at first. The the rubs and the adjustable um,
Mm-hmm.
So you made topicals and edibles.
yes. So topicals you can eat it too because I infused
coconut
everything
oil.
in the coconut oil.
Hmm.
So
Wow.
Mm.
so I started
Wow. So it was multi-purpose. You could
right.
rub it on your skins or put it
Right.
in your belly, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So
how we gotta
so
sell it next
so
time.
so the feedback on that. A lot of people come over for barbecues. Oh, I got an eight. Oh, try this. Take some of this with you. And I get to like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, that's awesome. Can you make more? So one day we're sitting here at a barbecue, and I decided to take some of my tincture and mix it with wine. And the feedback from the barbecue was astronomical. So I started making. I bought these little bootleg bottles and started putting it in the bottles, just giving it away. And next thing you know, here we are. Here we are.
So that's
That's
the birth
dope.
of Web Infusion.
Say that again.
So that's the birth of Web Infusions, huh?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
That's dope.
Audrey called me about 4 months ago, 5 months ago, and was like, "Hey, let's go to a black wine festival." So
Okay.
we traveled up to Ohio. We drove down to Ohio
Drove 7 hours.
and went to this all black winemakers. Every single winemaker, our product. That's when I knew we was in.
Right, that's dope.
Yeah.
So when did you build your relationship with cannabis, Audrey?
Well, it's still building.
Okay.
Say, I was in high school, trying to smoke oregano and like figure out like what exactly cannabis is, getting the wrong stuff all the time, and figuring it out. I was never really big into smoking, but I was always big into like holistic wellness and also entertainment. And I've always been in food and entertainment. Although on the other end, I do a lot with my community and I do a lot of like political activism. But bringing people together, that's really where you build. And I've been doing that for my entire life. So it was really a natural fit as far as like when my dad is like, okay, well, we have this product and this is what I have. Now what? Okay, well, let me share it with my community and share it with my people up north and just see what happens. And it brought us where we are now, where we're actually in a process of, well, we have three different offerings as far as bottles. So we have a mini, which is our travel size, which is actually TSA friendly. You can take it wherever you're traveling to. You can take it.
And how much is that? Fluid ounces.
These are how many fluid? 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5.
So
Okay.
it's a nip.
Okay.
And then we have our 16 ounce, right?
Yes.
Our 16 ounce, and then we have our 750 milliliter. So we just started expanding sizes and expanding what we're offering people in order for them to really just get what they want.
That's so dope.
And you hear that, so y'all can get it in any size you want.
Yeah.
Take it with you, keep it at home. You do what you want to do. It's a party favor. It's all inclusive. That's
And
right.
One thing my dad didn't mention in his story is that the way that he was growing, or the way that he is growing his cannabis is, it's an indica hybrid. So it is not a sativa per se. You're not going to get that crazy psychedelic. It's more of a body high. It's created to make you feel good, and you definitely set the vibe. So if you're about to go out, it'll help keep you up. But if you're about to take it down, like, you have to tell it what to do, and it'll help.
Well,
Just
I wasn't fortunate enough to get a piece of that product that my daughter and her mother speak so highly of. So I will make sure to test some of that.
So
Yeah.
you leave your address, send us your address. But on you asked Audrey how me and Audrey were at odds years ago. Audrey did a podcast with I'm gonna shout out Rollout Life. Audrey did a podcast with Rollout Life. They're I don't know if you're familiar with them. They
familiarize those of us who aren't familiar. That's okay.
Okay. Rollout. Audrey did a podcast with him. But prior to that podcast, it was, ew, get out of here. You stink. That stinks. That stinks. And I get a phone call. Me and her mom standing in the kitchen one day. And I'm standing in the kitchen. And I just came out I have a man cave. So I just came out the man cave smoking. And I get the phone call from Audrey. So I put her on speaker. She's like, can we start selling weed? I'm like, what? I'm like, can we start selling weed? I said, what are you talking about? She said, no, I roll up block. I'm gonna leave you alone now. Can we start selling weed? I'm like, yeah, we can start selling.
A complete 180, huh?
What happened was,
Let's get the truth now.
It was Meet the Leaders series from the Newark Global Shapers, and we were highlighting young Black businesses in cannabis that were specific to North Jersey. So Roll Up Life was there. There was Brown Box. There was also the Lazy Leaf Garden. Blushy and her partner, as well as Precious, as well as I'm remiss of Brown Box, and please excuse me, I talk to her quite often, but they were just sharing their stories about how they got started in cannabis and how they are making these legal businesses and just like helping their community. And I was like, what? Okay, how do we out? And it was just so happened that it was coming around during a time where my dad was like ready to expand his artistry, and it's just like it just
so it was organic. It was just organic the way it happened.
Yeah, and it sounds like your introduction to cannabis started with community organizing. Like you found a way that was your entry point, and that's so dope because I do definitely feel like I formed a relationship with cannabis the same way like you kind of talked about, where it's like, oh, we trying to turn up. But then later on in life, I kind of developed appreciation for the plant and like a respect for it. Like this is holistic medicine. This is bigger than just turning up for the night. Like this is something bigger to it. It's community, it's culture, it's provocative. Like it that's just what it is. Like, and that's crazy you say that, because I definitely could see that attribute as someone who likes to be in community service, social justice. Like, to be honest, burnout in that field is real. So imagine giving your community a tool to heal after you fight on the front lines
Well,
for your people.
the stories are pretty parallel, right?
Yeah.
Mine and yours, along with hers and her father, right? So you have to admit
Yeah.
that there was a time you were probably averse to the cannabis, and then
Yeah.
it was a complete
Yeah.
180, right? You just told me,
Yeah.
like, hey, daddy, I smoke. Like, you're not mad at me. And I'm not going to say that made me proud, but once I understood that you understood, then I knew we could
Yeah.
build upon it, right? And look where we at now, right? So to see W.E.B. Infusion doing what they're doing is beautiful, right? And I wish you nothing
Right.
but success. So explain to me why the alternative to a cannabis-formed medicine versus what was being prescribed by your physicians.
If I may, um, the pills and the things that I get from my physician, I don't know what's in that. I don't know. I don't know the chemical makeup of that.
Yeah.
Right.
My plant. I meticulously go online. I get my plants from EU. They cost me maybe $60 to $100 a seed.
EU is Europe for anybody that doesn't know what he's talking about right now, you know. Go ahead, though.
I spend, it cost me, like, I can't show you my garden, but it cost me, I spend $400 for my dirt. I
Mm-hmm.
buy straight compost. Um, the rabbit,
You invested in
You
yourself.
put
I,
love into his craft, right? You
I,
nurture that from
Right.
baby to adult. So
Right.
you put pride in what you do. So I understand it, yes.
out of pride, because I'm like Elmer Fudd out in my backyard. I just planted a garden too. Me and the rabbit out there fighting, you know.
He just wants the flower all the time. He has to
Yo.
find different ways just to like keep the weed safe. And all the time.
My wife got a video. I told her to send it to America's Funniest Video. Me out here chasing this rabbit from him eating my weed up.
Yeah, he like that weed you putting together over there at Web. You know what I mean? That's why you Elmer Fudd, huh? We gonna call him
But you
Bud
so
Bunny. That's Bud Bunny. That ain't Bugs Bunny.
But you know,
not Bud Bunny.
you asked Audrey about hemp week. My highlight in hemp week was teaching a group of
Yes,
the importance of THC, CBD versus the medicine
yes.
you're taking now, and
Right.
I learned a lot. Um, and these people want an alternative to the pills that they give in the dopiness, the morphines and the oxycontins and the Percocets for their pain. They want something
life.
other than that.
They want more life.
And it's what my joy is now is when a person does my product and the smile that I get, the positive feedback that I get. Now I don't have to do this anymore. When's this product going to be on the
So
market?
your
Yes,
satisfaction comes from a person's well-being
yes,
with the
Right.
addition of cannabis, especially something you created, which is understandable, right? So like we always like we speak about, like my daughter spoke about. I was introduced to cannabis from a recreational side, strictly for the
right.
hard times of it, right? My appreciation grew as I grew a relationship. That's why I like to say a relationship with cannabis. So I started to notice through my athleticism that it's helping in my muscle recuperation. It's helping me to focus my thoughts, right? But when you explained that back in those times, you were an addict. Oh, you don't need that shit
Getting
to do what
high.
you do,
Right.
right? Yet they'll take you to a doctor and he'll write something on a piece of paper and tell you what you need. How you
Right.
gonna tell me what I need, right? So once I started my own investigation, learning what it was, the THC, the CBD, different components of each. What's interacting with me, and then I can make it a part of my dietary supplement care, right? You
Right.
know that against all odds, I needed that to be a part of my diet for my well maintenance, right? So I suffer some legal infractions from it,
Okay.
only to be here today, right? So
Right.
it's just I appreciate everybody else coming along, and I'm just happy to spread the knowledge. And so when I see that, that's really what it's about for you too, getting it out to the people that we have other solutions, other alternatives, other forms of medicating ourselves, other forms
Right.
of recreating ourselves, which is recreation, right? You don't have to drink alcohol if you don't want. Maybe you just need a little edible and
That's
chill out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
because like
Not
now
to say that you,
we're seeing more athletes being more outspoken about the use of
yeah.
cannabis for them to actually, be more effective, especially when we see like our like police and fire and our nurses are being able to be able to use it because
Well,
they.
I was just watching The View yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and on The View, the guests were uh, 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 the black actor and his wife, Leslie Odom Jr. and his wife,
Mm.
and she's pregnant. She's with a child right now, and so she had a story to tell on The View, but didn't know if she could speak about it. But the times that we're in now, she looked at Whoopi, and Whoopi said, "Go ahead, you can talk about it." She said Whoopi offered her CBD products at a time, but she couldn't take them because of her pregnancy. And because of her pregnancy, being offered those CBD products, she was just wondering if she could speak about it on TV now. But we at a place now where Whoopi like, nah, you could talk about it because I've been doing this for years,
Right.
right?
And she's
So this is something that's been known. People have been
Mm-hmm.
indulging in cannabis for a long time now. It's like a secret out in the open, right?
right.
So I'm happy to see W.E.B Infusion keep getting it out to the people. I love to see this father-daughter duo right here.
Right.
Beautiful.
Right.
But I appreciate
Because I.
the podcast because it's still a stigmatization to it. It's still
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
stigmatized. I don't want to get high. I'm not selling get high.
Right.
Man, I didn't have.
I'm selling wellness.
Wellness
Right.
and it's important that we continue to have these conversations, that you guys continue to have this platform, that you guys are always so open to just using a platform that you have. And honestly, I was ready to get in the car and drive up to Trenton and meet y'all. I'm not, so I'm gonna get him in the car and we going. Like
Right.
whatever we gotta be, like let's do it, because like it's important work, and especially like documentation beats creation, right? A lot of times we see people on the market and it's like, oh, they just popped up. No, this is
No.
part of the creation story, how you got here. And
Yeah.
Right.
creators like you guys are so important, especially like Akia, like you also have your own CBD business as well.
Yeah.
Like it's important to really for us to be in these spaces at all aspects of it. And we're
Right.
of even expanding our own product line right now so that we are able to meet more people and have a bigger reach with ours. You want to tell them more about that?
Yeah, I was gonna say I got a peek at some
Yeah.
product expansions. Let's talk about that.
Man, going.
We we just, we're launching our products outside of the wine. We have
Mhm.
gummy, which is a 25 milligrams each gummy, full spectrum. And for those who don't know what full spectrum is using the entire plant because the entire plant from the root to the tip of the plant is medicine, not just
Right.
bud. The stalk, the stems, the leaves, the whole thing is medicine. And when you use the whole plant, you really get a
The full
medicine.
benefits of it.
You get
Right.
benefit medicine.
But it's it's all CBD based, so we're able to be inside stores legally, and we're able to just meet more people where they are.
We have we have
Yeah.
we have a 250 a 200 and a 25K milligram tincture,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
which you drop in your coffee or you can rub on. We have 2,500 milligram roll on that you roll on for pain.
And also
Mm-hmm.
a a rechargeable vape, because we also want to be as sustainable as possible as we continue to roll out these products, and really be mindful about the packaging that we're using, so everything is reusable and you're able to just just refill what you can.
Yeah, that's so. I love the intentionality of that because as a product based business, like you said, like I have like vanity, and that's one thing I try to be mindful of. Like, okay, I am using plastic bottles, but all of the plastic bottles are recyclable. Like, you can just take everything and put it in your recycling bin, put it out with the rest of your recycling. Like, because sustainability is so important, especially me coming from the hood and knowing how people just
Okay.
disrespect and throw
Oh
stuff
my
out,
God. Man.
getting things that are biodegradable, because I can't prevent people from just tossing something out their window.
Right.
But what I can do is I can make my packaging biodegradable or recyclable or environmentally friendly. So if you do throw it out the window, at least the birds are safe. Like, so it's like little things like that that I love the intentionality around that, around your brand, and like you said, the reusable, the rechargeable, and that's definitely where we're headed. And I feel, if my Black people ever wanted to, come together and start building some physical Black Wall Streets in a lot of places, that would be a good thing to have. That sustainability part.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. And,
That's so dope.
you guys are always gonna get your samples as always. So as
Oh,
soon as you
thank
get it,
you.
got it. But that's currently what we're working on, right? Like this journey has been beautiful with like me and my dad like building a positive relationship. It's been about like, we've been like 2 years now, right, going into this business, and I've discovered more about him than I've ever known. Like, but it's been great. Like it's definitely been a learning journey on both of our ends. But we're going into business and we're figuring it out, right? Like I've been in business
Right.
as an independent consultant since 2013, figuring out how to make my own money. He's been in business for himself since he came out the army for like over 35 years, right?
37 years alone. Yeah.
So like we both been in business, and now this is our
Thank
family.
you for your service.
Say that again.
Right.
Thank you for
Yeah,
your
because
service, soldier.
Thank you. Thank you.
So here we are, like we are building a family legacy. I have nieces and nephews that like need jobs. There's also like I think about this all the time, like being able to give people who come out a job. Like
that part.
this is creating access to something bigger than us. So how do we do it well, and how do we do it the right way, and how do we do it so that it's sustainable, and it's bigger than us.
I,
Right.
I'm also I'm al-
Well said.
I'm also looking to shoot out to California. We got blessed by to meet the McBride sisters. They
Okay.
winery out in Cali. I would like to take W.E.B Infusion and put it on the shelves in every liquor store, just straight wine.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I
So
would like that to happen for you.
Yes. For real.
Thank you. So there's lots happening. I feel like every month there's a we're growing and we're like figuring it out. Like we definitely have like milestones that we want to like hit, but we're just going with the Lord, and like we're like wherever this journey takes us, we're so open to yes and just seeing what happens.
tell them about you.
Yeah.
And we're also blessed to be able to have a team with us, right? So I really want to stress the importance of like building your team, right? Like building the people
Mm-hmm.
that really have your back, that are going to be able to be like, okay, well, this is where you want to go and this is how you get there. We when we had gone to Cincinnati, we had got connected to this consulting group called Yak Shack. So
Mm-hmm.
Yak Shack has been able to help build us to the point where we are about to go to market. And also like
Right.
we also have our marketing people, our PR people. We have our photography team. And although a lot of it is like us figuring out like the bottling and like being our own like graphic designers, tech team, or whatever the case may be, but like the people that we're able to bring on in the process to help us just grow the right way have been invaluable. So
Right.
it's
That's so dope.
learning.
Right. No, that's for real. A good team, a solid team, man. And I feel like one thing about me, I just look forward to the days where my work is being around good people and good weed.
Yeah.
Like we just like we just smoke in the boardroom and we just chopping it up.
So
Like
you
we
just want to
figuring
be
out how
around
to
the
grow
good
as
girl.
Babes. That's
right. Right.
I climb poles, so I started climbing poles at 13. My mom.
Telephone poles.
Telephone poles.
Okay.
My mom. My stepdad would beat on me. I was
Oh
up
man.
to him, and I'm like, "You're not gonna put your hands on me no more. My mom
Mm.
can't live here. If you don't like my rules, move." So I moved with my dad. First thing he asked me, "You smoke weed?" Yes. He said, "Don't lie to me." Yeah, I smoke weed. You're not allowed to smoke outside of this home. You smoke with me and me only. And blah, 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 blah. So I learned that weed at a very young age, but not just learning weed. My dad was about excellence. I asked for school clothes. He said, "School clothes? I'm not buying you no school clothes." So he bought me a pair of boots and a pair of hooks and said, "Climb poles and earn your own." So at 12, 13, at 13 years old, I was making $600 a week legally, and then my dad just had me and my brother working, and he didn't take shorts. He didn't take shorts. We had to do everything right, and
Gave you a fishing pole. You said you was hungry. He didn't give you fish. Take this pole and go get you some fish.
You got to learn how to make
And
a
when
buck.
you learn how to catch 100, that's how much you're going to eat. You know what I mean? So,
and I appreciate that, and
yeah,
that's carried into everything that I do.
we need a lot more of
Right.
that, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully, we can extend this to all our black men, brothers.
That's right.
That needs to continue to happen.
You know, it hurts
Mm-hmm.
to work though. I have boys in my family, and not near one of them work for me. Well, I have men in my family, and not near one of them work for me.
So
Yeah, and I feel like
I get
cannabis
that.
could
I
be,
get that. So,
yeah.
I understand you, especially men of our age, right? So, I definitely understand that.
And I feel like this could be the starting point, right? Because like you said, we came on here talking about cannabis, talking about web infusion. We done dipped into this kind of that's showing love. That's love. I feel like to take the time to give somebody a fishing pole is because you really love them,
right.
because you're
Right.
really teaching them a skill,
Yes.
and that's what love might look like between black men. That's a lot of people don't want to say
Yes.
it like that, but that's love.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
When I
just an
love
overall
when I
love.
love my brother, I want the same for him, right? I don't want no less, which means I want the same amount of work, the same amount of reward. I
Exactly.
don't want to do more work for him to reap more reward, and I don't want to reap more reward from more of his work.
Right.
I need things to be equilateral. When they equilateral, right? Fair exchange is never what, kid?
I,
Robbery.
Never no rush. Never robbery.
that's my motto. There's no robbery in fair exchange.
Right.
None.
Well, tell the people how they get in touch with Web Infusion.
Right. I was just going to say that.
How do they procure your products?
So you can actually contact us directly on our website, which is now 100% finished. I'm so excited. It's webinfusion.com. You can also find us on Instagram, webinfusion_NJ. And yeah, that's it.
Okay. And once again, you heard her, webinfusion_NJ on Instagram. You can we've collaborated with them before for Hemp Fest. We've collaborated with them for the mixer as well. So you can find them on our Instagram. You can find
And
more
we
in the
will continue to
description.
collab with them.
Right, because this is dope.
Best.
Say that one more time, Audrey.
Shout out to Plantivia for Hemp Fest. They'll
Right.
Right.
excellent week.
Right. And it was a lot of connections made, I appreciated walking in the smoking word and seeing Web Infusion's table. And in fact, the next day I called back and said, Dad, you had to see the table. The table was gorgeous.
Definitely brag
So
and talk highly of it.
yeah, so I like you said, continued collaboration. Yeah, and hit them up. You said www.webinfusion.com.
Yep.
They can reach you there,
And
get your wine.
we'll also be in
Make sure
Cincinnati.
y'all get at it.
Where we are doing a pop-up in Cincinnati August 18th and 19th. August 18th, you'll be able to procure our CBD products directly with Pothead Genius. And then we're also hosting a infused dinner on the 19th. However, everything's going to be on the website, so you can just follow us.
Right. This was super dope. You definitely have to be back for a part 2, especially as we see more products roll out. Thank you for taking the time with us. If my listening audience, if you aren't already following us, follow us at Boozer Bud Podcast. That's on Facebook and Instagram. You can also find the link to our website there. This has been dope. Any last words, guys? Like this is good.
Always, thank you so much. Thank you
Thank you very
guys.
much.
We
Thank
appreciate you
you.
both.
No problem.
So thank you.
Yes, thank
Dad,
you.
take us
All right,
out. Dad, take us out.
all right. We'll see y'all soon, but thanks again to Web Infusion. We'll see them later and sooner. All around, we're going to keep this all inclusive, keep you in touch, and keep you informed. Stay with
Right,
us. Booze
We
and Bud Podcast.
got you.
right.